the Falcons Sunday, and head coach Mike McCarthy said earlier this week, quote, "Our honeymoon phase is over." We joined now by NFL analyst Reggie Bush. But, Marcellus,
Yes,
you
sir.
up first. Is it panic time for the Cowboys as they get off to an 0-2 start?
No, it's not panic time if they get off to an 0-2 start. Man, I know y'all younger than me, but y'all got to respect the OG that y'all working with right now. I was once on a team that not only was 0-2, but how about the week after that, we lost again. We were 0-3. And then you blink, and guess what? We were 10-6 in the playoffs. Why am I bringing up my history? Why am I bringing up my resume? Because I'm not the only one that's been in this position before. Let's talk about some historic teams that were 0-2. Oh, my God, the sky is falling. And went out there and not only made the playoffs, won it all. Y'all want to talk about the 07 Giants? 0-2. 01 Patriots? 0-2. 93 Cowboys? 0-2. And win it all. So when you're playing in Dallas, we know it comes with hyper-criticism. It comes with just too much on it, sauce everywhere. But these games are not played in one lump sum of 16. They're played every single week. And if you could clear your mindset, and if you can go out there and actually just approach and attack one game at a time, it's not overwhelming if you win one or if you lose one. So sky's not falling if they go 0-2.
The sky is falling,
No,
and while I respect the OG, actually, I probably came out right. I reject the OG. Let me quit with the pleasantries. Marcellus, there are obviously outliers. There are obviously outliers, statistical outliers in the game of football. However, I'm going to go with the odds, my brother. Okay. You gave me all those stats about your 98 Bills, I believe you're referring to, or about the Giants, some other teams you're referring to. Keep in mind, you start 0-2, it's a 12% chance you make the playoffs. You start 0-2, it's a 2% chance that you get to the Super Bowl. But bump being 0-2. Because if the Cowboys start 0-2, that third game going to come around real quick playing the Seahawks in Seattle. In Seattle being the operative words there, because that's a quick 0-3. Then all them great stats you just had, throw them out the window. Because if you start 0-3, ain't nothing good coming from that. But more than anything, Marcellus, you didn't draft CeeDee Lamb in the first round, a receiver, to go 0-2. You didn't bring in Mike McCarthy, a Super Bowl winning head coach, to go 0-2. You didn't retain Kellen Moore after getting rid of Jason Garrett for the nonsense. You sure as heck can't afford to start 0-2 after making those kinds of big-scale, large-scale decisions this offseason. So it's going to be a big problem for them boys if they start off 0-2. The sky will be falling, especially in a place like Dallas.
Man.
Yeah, man, I kind of agree with you, man. 0-2 is not where you want to be as a Dallas Cowboy player or fan. Since 2007, 107 teams have started off 0-2. Only 12 of those teams has gone on to make the playoffs. So you got to ask your question, which pool do you want to be in? Do you want to be in the pool where it's a little bit tougher to get into, or do you want to give yourself some wiggle room? Do you want to win some games and build some confidence down the road with your new coach and the new system, right? So for me, it's a very simple answer. We don't want to start 0-2. If you're a Cowboys fan, here we go again. If we start 0-2, that's what fans are going to be saying. Here we go again. We brought in Mike McCarthy. We brought in all these people, drafted CeeDee Lamb, like you said, to do our thing right this year. This is supposed to be our year, right? But if you start off 0-2, it's going to be very tough, I promise you.
Man, I can't believe that y'all would panic if you guys were facing odds, if you were facing obstacles. You guys are 1 in a million yourselves, beating the odds in your own careers and in your own personal lives.
Cowboys ain't me.
But I was a Cowboy. And let me tell you this, ain't no way I'm a panic. Reggie Bush, I didn't know you had this kind of mindset that when things look bad against Reggie Bush, all of a sudden, here we go again. I'm going to help you out, Reggie, because there's a book I read in college called Self-Talk. And it talks about the relationship you have with your best friend, which is yourself. And a lot of times people clean up their conversations in decorum when they speak to others. They're more polite to others than they are to themselves. They say the right things to others to encourage them, but beat themselves up. So in this book, Self-Talk, it was basically saying that everything that comes at you in life only comes at you one at a time. It only comes at you in a small dose, but you can aggregate them. You can put them all together, and then like Reggie and Acho start to panic. Oh my God, the sky is falling. When all you have to do if they go 0-2 is go back out there the next week and get a win. And all of a sudden, the momentum swings in terms of your psychology. But you guys right now are caught up in this, oh my God, they think we're not good. Oh my God, we drafted wrong. Oh my God, woe is me. That ain't how you climb out of a hole.
First off, Reggie, I don't know if you were curious as I am, Marcellus, why are you reading books about talking to yourself? Okay, that's the first question I got. Why are you reading books about talking to yourself?
I'm a little weird,
But
dog.
think about this. Well, I love it because we all played in the league, so we all get this. Every week is another litmus test for NFL teams.
Yes.
You only got 16 or so litmus tests right now.
Not 2.
So but understand this, Marcellus. The Rams, it's not just how you lose. It's not just what the score is, but it's who you lose to. The Rams last year were a 9-17. The Rams are an average NFC team. Right now, they're about third, maybe second in their division, depending on how you look at it. You can make the argument that they're fourth in their division. The Falcons, they are not a great team either. They were 7-9 last year. The Rams, the Falcons didn't make great additions. The Rams were 9-7. The Falcons 7-9, and the Cowboys were average as grits last year too. So if you're losing to average teams, that also makes you average. We already knew the Cowboys. We already came into the season wondering, okay, are the Cowboys good or the Cowboys not? It'd be different, Marcellus, if the Cowboys lost to the Saints round 1, week 1, and then if week 2 you go out there and you lose to the Seahawks. That's different. Then you would have lost to 2 teams that might have been in the NFC Championship game. But to lose to arguably the 9th and 10th best teams in the NFC, what does that make you, Marcellus? So it's not just about how you lost, it's also about who you lose to. You talk about history, and y'all got to watch Marcellus. Reggie, watch him because he's sneaky.
Watch me because he's...
Marcellus said, okay, I played for a team that started off 0-2, and we made it to the playoffs. You did. 1998, Buffalo Bills, they started off 0-2. They lost to the San Diego Chargers, then they backdoored and they lost to the Dolphins.
I was there.
Yeah, you were there. You snuck into the playoffs, Marcellus.
What do you mean sneak?
You snuck into the playoffs.
We work because we ain't panic.
Who'd you lose to in the playoffs?
Miami.
Great. You lost to the same team that beat you early on in the season. Losses mean something. Who you lose to means something. If the Cowboys lose to the Rams and the Cowboys lose to the Falcons, 2 average teams in the NFC, which they're going to be vying for these wild card spots, it matters. It means something. Here's a lesson.
I think it also matters as well, like you said, as to who you're playing. You got to think about the quarterbacks they're playing against too, right?
Talk about
Matt Ryan, Jared Goff. If Dak Prescott can't start to beat these kinds of quarterbacks, then that's why people keep coming back to the same question. What kind of money should we pay Dak Prescott, right? And that's why we've had some of the turmoil, some of those offseason issues with Dak Prescott and his contract. And then I've never been on a team that started off 0-2 and made the playoffs. The times where we won, we've always started out winning football games early on. That's how you want to play football. Don't listen to Marcellus. You don't want to start off 0-2. I promise you, it's not a good place for anybody to be in.
Marcellus, why would you even want to be the... that's the problem, Marcellus.
Wait, you don't change this question to Marcellus wants this hell.
Marcellus lives his whole life, Reggie. The more I've talked to him, he tries to embody being an underdog. As if like that's
what embody. That's
just
just
crown.
facts.
Like I'm an underdog. I am underdog. I root for the Clippers because they're underdogs.
That's true.
You don't come with no extra
I didn't create the Clippers.
You want a cookie?
If they're an underdog and I'm underdog, hey.
You want chocolate chip or macadamia nut? What cookie do you want, Marcellus, for being an underdog? You don't get no cookies for being an underdog.
Should have been going for the Nuggets.
I'm too damn fat to be eating cookies and nuggets. Y'all need to leave me alone on this food talk. Here, y'all moving the goalposts in so many ways. I'm gonna move it back. Okay, first of all, the question isn't, would you like to go 0-2 or not? That's not the question. The question is, if you are 0-2, do you panic? No, you don't panic. Acho wants to come up here and wants to minimize the opponents. Talking about playing against the Atlanta Falcons and playing against the Rams. A couple years ago that was in the Super Bowl. Playing against 2 Super Bowl quarterbacks is playing against some scrubs. Okay, he wants to go there. Let's go even closer to what he's trying to say. Last year, Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl, right? And he's talking about, it matters who you lose to, because if you lose to them, guess what? It's time to panic. Who did the Kansas City Chiefs lose to last year of their 4 losses? Do you know 2 of those teams? The Colts. Colts were good last year? Anybody? Anybody? Colts? Oh, how'd that go, Acho? Texans, were they great last year? Okay, here's the point. It doesn't matter who you lose to. You can have ugly wins. You can have pretty losses. It doesn't matter as long as you start to add them up over time. It's a race to 16, not a race to 2. And then you want to make an indictment on their draft. You didn't draft CeeDee Lamb to go 0-2. What the hell kind of analysis is that? You draft anybody, you